Jessica Tarlov is to Fox News what Clearasil is to acne.
Church, he goes to church.
You want to talk? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that lawsuit then. Go ahead, Jessica. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that you shouldn't sexually assault people and then you shouldn't defame them.
Okay, was he found guilty of sexual assault? He was a criminal?
He was by a jury.
Was a criminal?
It was civil.
Yeah.
Oh, that means it doesn't count? Okay.
She's Fox News' only liberal host and therefore is constantly forced to speak truth to stupid. And I know most of us don't watch Fox News for the same reason we don't drink out of a toilet. But when Tarlov is on their show, The Five, she's about 4 7/8.
Tony Bobulinski's lawyer's fees have been paid by a Trump SuperPAC. That's as recent as January. Do you think that a guy who's invested in how much better off he wants the United States to be and really getting to the bottom of this would be taking money from the guy who extorted the Ukrainians to get dirt on the Bidens? And we should talk about Lev Parnas, who's the Democratic witness.
He extorted the Ukrainians?
Absolutely.
Biden extorted the Ukrainians and said, I'm not giving you $1 billion.
That clip in particular got her into some hot water a while back for the claims she made about this guy, Tony Bobulinski, which sounds less like a real person and more like someone who's never seen The Sopranos trying to guess the main character's real name. Tony Bobulinski, I don't know, I never seen it, get at it. Because Baba Booey here was one of the key witnesses in the GOP's failed probe into Hunter Biden and the Joe Biden crime family they were so obsessed with last year. And he ended up being a Russian asset. Whoever could have seen that coming?
A former Hunter Biden associate is suing Fox News host Jessica Tarlov for defamation in a $30 million lawsuit.
Is it the LLC that your attorney works for?
I believe so, yes.
You believe so, okay. So at this point in time, I'd ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a document indicating that the law firm representing Tony Bobulinski was paid $10,000 as recently as January of this year by the Save America PAC, which you may recognize as Donald Trump's PAC.
Without objection.
Thank you. Now, so far in this hearing, it has felt like the worst episode of The Apprentice. I'm sure you're familiar with that show.
Tony Bobulinski filed suit against Tarlov, claiming that she lied when she said on Fox News that Bobulinski's legal fees were being paid by a Trump SuperPAC. At the time, Tarlov received a letter from Bobulinski's attorney demanding a public retraction and apology, and the next day she corrected her statement.
I would like to clarify a comment I made yesterday during our discussion of Tony Bobulinski's appearance at the congressional hearing. During an exchange with my colleagues about the hearing, I said that Mr. Bobulinski's lawyer's fees have been paid by a Trump SuperPAC as recently as January. What was actually said during the hearing was that the law firm representing Mr. Bobulinski was paid by a Trump PAC. I have seen no indication those payments were made in connection with Mr. Bobulinski's legal fees, and he denies that they were.
So she didn't technically retract her original statement, just clarified the reporting, and she certainly did not apologize to Bobulinski at any point.
And Baba Booey, being the big boy baby he was, followed up by having his attorney, Jesse Banal, send an additional letter demanding a second, quote, complete retraction and apology. Fox replied soon after saying, quote, I am responding to your letter of March 22nd, 2024 to Jeff Taylor concerning the correction that Jessica Tarlov made on The Five on March 21st, 2024. Her correction was accurate, and we will not be issuing any further correction. And clearly not satisfied with the allowance I assume he was getting from his rich Russian oligarch sugar daddy, subsequently Baba Booey and his legal team sued Tarlov, demanding $30 million in compensatory, special, and punitive damages, plus costs and attorney's fees. Fox News at the time responded by again defending Tarlov, saying her statements were accurate and made clear that she was not aware of anything to indicate that the payments from a Trump PAC to Elections LLC were made in connection with Tony Baba Booey's legal fees. We stand by our decision to not issue any further corrections and will vigorously defend against these inaccurate claims.
Bobulinski is still moving forward with the lawsuit, with his lawyers insisting that the statement issued was not good enough and that the original statements were made in an effort to defame Bobulinski in exchange for better media ratings.
I want to be clear that when we were behind closed doors, you called a number of people liars. You called the Wall Street Journal liars. You called Cassidy Hutchinson a liar. You called the FBI a liar. You called Rob Walker a liar. You called James Gilliar a liar. You called Hunter Biden a liar. You called Jim Biden a liar. And just today, you added to your list, you called my colleague, Congressman Mr. Goldman, a liar as well. It seems like, according to you, the only person that's telling the truth is you and everyone else is lying.
And well, folks, hell hath apparently frozen over because the Fox News propaganda network officially won that defamation suit today. Because apparently, the only defamation suits they can win are when liberals are the one being sued. With Mediaite reporting, the court shot down Bobulinski on all points. Judge Oetken concluded, quote, Bobulinski also fails to adequately allege that Tarlov's statements tended to injure him in his capacity as a businessman. The New York Court of Appeals has held that for a statement to qualify as defamation per se under the professional conduct exception, the statement must specifically reference conduct that is incompatible with a person's profession, rather than a more general reflection upon the plaintiff's character or qualities. Tony Bobulinski's $30 million defamation suit against Fox News host Jessica Tarlov was dismissed yesterday by a New York judge who also ordered Baba Booey to pay Tarlov's legal fees in a first-of-its-kind decision. Saying before the court is Tarlov's motion to dismiss her failure to state a claim and motion for attorney's fees under New York's anti-SLAPP law. For the reasons that follow, the motion to dismiss is granted, and because the court concludes that the mandatory fee-shifting provision of New York's anti-SLAPP law applies in federal court, Tarlov's motion for attorney's fees is also granted. Meaning this chump is also paying Tarlov's legal fees. And a spokesperson for the network told Mediaite in a statement, quote, Fox News is pleased with the court's landmark decision, which not only dismissed Tony Baba Booey and Stefan Pasentino's meritless allegations against Jessica Tarlov, but also marks the first federal court decision to award attorney's fees under New York's anti-SLAPP statute. And I shit you not, I genuinely never thought I'd actually feel happy over Fox News winning a defamation suit, but when it's only for my girl Jessica Tarlov,
the Department of Homeland Security had to release a statement saying that the ICE figures were being completely misinterpreted, saying the data includes individuals who entered the country over the past 40 years and also includes people that are in jail, not people who are out there roaming the streets. And that's obviously a key piece of information in this puzzle. And the American public is smart enough to know that the narrative that Donald Trump is putting forward does not accurately represent what's going on.
My reaction is that it was a complete, absolute dumpster fire for the former president. He hit all of his regular hits, lying about his record for Black Americans. The comparison saying he's done the most for the Black community since Abraham Lincoln is obviously ridiculous. And then his response that she used to be Indian and is now somehow Black was offensive no matter the color of their skin.
All right, look,
I think that's something I can actually get behind. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe if you love seeing liberals and the truth coming out on top, even when the win for integrity comes from the most ironic of places. And for Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.